Hi, a very good afternoon. Today we'll be talking about tariff and protectionist measures, which are some of the most common debated tools in international trade. In our globalized world, goods, services, and money move more freely than even before, yet many governments still use protective barriers to shield their local industries. Tariffs, which are basically taxes on imported goods, are one of the most common tools. Others include quotas, subsidies, and strict regulations. The main reason for these measures are to protect local jobs and support developing industries, or to counter what a country sees as unfair trade practices. But while these measures might sound useful, their consequences can be very far-reaching. Let's start with consumers. Tariffs usually raise the prices of imported goods. This makes shopping more expensive, reduces variety, and it's lower income households the very hardest part. For an example, when the US imposed tariff on steel and aluminum in 2018, American companies had to pay more for materials and the costs were passed on to consumers. Consumers ended up paying more. In some cases, they had very fewer choices. Now let's look into businesses. On the other side, protectionism can help local companies, especially new industries, to grow without being crushed by stronger foreign competitors. But still, China trade war showed very clearly in many firms like they were caught in uncertainty and rising expenses, which hurt their competitive in both home and abroad. And when we look into global level, protectionism can disrupt trade flows. It's even spark a very difficult short-term period goals like saving jobs might be achieved, but long-term may can effect often include slower economic growth. To sum up, we can say that protectionist policies can serve immediate political or economic purposes, but there are wider impacts on consumers, businesses, and in the global economy as well. While they are bringing short-term relief, they often come to cost of long-term stability and growth as well. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, Miss. I'm Lina Darshan Rajasekaran, and I'm going to explain about my part, which is the impact tariffs and protection of the measures. So there will be three impacts. First is impact on consumers. Consumers are the first to feel the effect of tariffs because they raise the prices of the import goods and also reduce competition limits product choices leading to less variety and quality. For instance, during the US China trade war, which is 2018 to 2020, studies show that 90% of tariff costs were passed on to American consumers, increasing the cost of household goods and electronics. The next will be impact on businesses. Tariffs increase production costs for businesses that rely on import, raw materials, or components. Companies may also have to relocate production or change suppliers, which disrupts operations. For example, US tariffs on steel and aluminium raise costs for manufacturers, affecting sectors like automotive and construction. Firms like Apple and GM adjust their supply chain to cope with these changes. And the third, that is the last impact, will be on impact on global economy. On a larger scale, protection measures reduce trade volume, slow economic growth, and also create uncertainty in global markets. The World Bank projects that if current tariffs persist, global GDP could be declined by 0.8% over 5 years. Tariffs between major economies such as the US and China have also led to volatility in global markets and disrupt investments of flows. So that's it from my part. I will pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello Miss, my name is Dana Shalini Vijayakumar. Today I'm going to present about conclusion. To conclude, tariff and protectionist measures are often used to protect local industries, preserve jobs, and respond to unfair trade practices. While these steps can bring short-term benefits, their long-term impact is usually more damaging. For consumer, tariff means higher prices and fewer product choices. Businesses that rely on imported material face increased costs, distributed supply chains, and sometimes slower innovations. In global level, tariffs slow trade, reduce economic growth, and can spark retaliatory measures, as we saw during the USA and China trade war. They also contribute in inflation, putting more pressure on economic worldwide. History has shown us, like with the Smooth Hurley's Tariff Act, that excessive protectionism and worsen economic downturns. In short, while tariffs may achieve political economic goals in the short run, they often harm consumer businesses and the global economy in the long run. Policymakers should find a balance that protects local industries while still encouraging competition, innovation, and open trade.